Hello and welcome to Weaste Allotments. My name's Mark and it's the 27th of December 2014. Yeah, we're still in December. It's not 2015 yet. I was down here yesterday. I was just nodding off in this chair that I'm sat in now and the bloody gas run out. So couldn't get no gas yesterday with it being Boxing Day, so I had to wait until today. Anyhow, I've been to get a bottle of gas, but there's a story there where this gas is concerned. I told the missus yesterday, I said, look, so this bottle I've got is too small, so it's lasted me 3 months. Like, it's only a 3.5 litre, a 3.5 kilo bottle. It's lasted me like 3-4 months. I think it's about 3 or 4 anyhow. And I've had the fire on all the time. So she says, says I've saw 2 gas bottles as I was coming home. So they were just chucked in the entry line or on the floor. It's just been dumped. So yeah, so where was this? She told me. So before I come on here this morning, I went round and there they were. There was this yellow one which I couldn't understand where it was. It had no markings on, but the other one was a Calagas, and it was a 7 litre bottle. So anyhow, I thought, well, I'll have that. So anyhow, in the boot. So comes down here because they wasn't open then. This was at 8 o'clock. I went to let the chickens out. So comes on. Obviously, it's a complete blanket of ice on here. It snowed the night before, but it's all cleared. But the ice, I mean, it was still frozen. I mean, it was like -8 here last night. So all the locks are obviously all frozen. So I managed to get into this shed here. Really not too much trouble. What goes to getting the chicken coop, I managed to undo one lock, but the bottom lock, I snapped the key off in the barrel. Yeah, that was a clever thing to do. So, like I said, I couldn't put my mind at ease just knowing there's only one lock on the door of the chicken pen. So I waited until like 10 o'clock. The ironic thing as well is I've got this torch what I heat the locks up when they get cold. Thing was that run out of gas this morning as well, so I couldn't. So I had to. Me being very heavy-handed, and snapped it. So I thought, great. So anyhow, 10 o'clock come. Shot off to get the gas. Unfortunately for me, the 7 litre bottle had a different fitting, but it was a Calagas. I said, look, so I need this. Is it going to cost me any more? He says, no, we'll just swap it over and give you the one with the screw-on valve. So I said, well, how much is that? He said, well, it's 20 quid to fill that up. I said, well, how much is it to fill the other one up? So it was 16 quid for the 3 litre, a 3.5 litre, and like that was 16 quid for that, and 20 quid for the 7 litre. And so I thought, well, I'm not going to be caught short again here. So I went and had them both filled. So it cost me 36 quid to have the 2 bottles filled. But the thing is the moral to this story, a few just before that, I took a bottle down, a smaller bottle, and says, look, can I exchange it for a bigger bottle, more gas? He says, yeah, you can, but you're going to have to buy the bottle, which was, at the time, they wanted 40 quid for just the bottle on its own. And I said, well, why? He says, because I just wanted to try it. He said, well, obviously, he says, have you got a receipt? I said, well, what's that got to do with it? He said, well, you need a receipt to get a refund on that bottle there. I said, we'll give you 30 quid for that bottle if you've got the receipt. So, well, I've had this bottle here for like 4 years. I said, so, you don't keep the receipts for the bloody bottles. He said, well, that's your misfortune. He said, because we've got a policy where if you haven't got the receipt for the bottle, you can't trade it in, or you can't bring it back and get a refund on it, because you get refunds apparently on these bottles. So I was stung there. So I had to have the small bottle, because I didn't have a bigger bottle to. So they like I said, they'd offered me a bottle, but they wanted to charge me like 40 quid just for the bottle, and then the gas on top of that. So I just laughed at them. So yeah, there's the model. If you're gonna get anything from Calagas, make sure you keep the receipt for the actual bill of sale of the gas bottle, because they will not give you a refund. and I tell you, I've tried it, and if I can't get it, nobody can. Um, but but if you think about it, there's a lot of these bottles now being converted into log fires. Now, I built one a few years back for a friend of mine, and I was thinking about making another one for myself, but I mean, I've got this little litre here, so I don't really need it. Now, it's straightforward. Basically, you take when you obviously you run all the gas out of it, open the valve, leave it outside, and let the gas disperse through the valve when the valve has been turned on, and then get a spanner and take the top of the valve off before you even start to cut into it. So you take the main valve off as well. That screws in, and it's screwed in anti-clockwise. So clockwise, so you remove it the opposite way to the way you would normally move it to take that out. Once you've done that, I suggest that you get some water and you fill it right to the top with the water. I mean, it's a lot of faffing about, but there's a reason for it. So once you've done that, then just drain the water out of it so you know there's no more gas in the bottle, because just a minute bit of gas and you cut into it with an angle grinder, which you're going to be needing to cut your door out. I mean, a friend of mine lost his head, exploded. He was working at Dave Brown's on Oldfield Road in Manchester, and there was actually cutting the bottles, and he would 99% of the time. In fact, he should have done it 100% of the time. It's just this one time he didn't check that there was gas still in the bottle, and he cut in it, and the bottle exploded and took his head off. Unfortunately, it's very sad. A good friend. I'm not going to mention his name, but they're very dangerous. So if you don't know what you're doing, for God's sake, don't do it. I'm telling you now. You need to know what you're doing. But like I say, I did know what I was doing, so I cut the door out, take the top of it off, and then put a flue on it. You've got to sort of stick a flap wherever you're going to stick your flue. You need a flap to close it, like a vent to close it and open it. It's not a hard thing to do. It's just a piece of a welding rod with a bit of aluminium cut to fit inside it, and then you can just twist it, and it opens it to let the air rush in like, and creates a vacuum where it lifts it up, drags the air, goes up the chimney, and that's how you start your fire, obviously. So you need to sort a bit of a grill out and somewhere else. Like I say, I made one of these. You can buy them for 30-40 quid. Now, if everybody was to do that, I tell you now, B&Q wouldn't be moaning about too much about you bringing the bottle back. They'd be wanting you to bring the bottle back. Well, there you go. So I was at B&Q, B&Q, BOC. I got bloody B&Q on my mind, BOC. And so I got the two bottles. Like I say, I've come on this morning like completely frosted over. Alt lock's solid. I've got I don't know if it's still in here. Let's have a quick look here behind me. Oh God, no. I think I may have took it back to... No, unfortunately I've took it back to the car. What it is, it's a torch. When I say a torch, it's got a burning torch, and what I do is I normally eat the locks up. Well, I managed to eat this one up here and get into it. By the time I got down to the bottom, the bloody gas ran out on that as well, so I had to try and warm the lock up. I got the first one off, but the bottom lock, I'd snapped the lock in the barrel, the key in the barrel, I should say. So I've had to go out and buy two of these things. It cost me 18.99. It's cost me 19 quid basically for two new locks for the chicken coop. So I thought I might as well keep the keys the same. So the other lock which I saved is going on this, because that's another one of these master locks. It's a really good lock as well. So that's coming on this shed here. The lock what I've got here, I just keep it as a spare for something else. So that's been taken care of. But I come on here this morning, it was like a blanket of ice again. Everything was really frozen. At -8 last night. The chickens, the water feeder had frozen over again. After about -6, it starts to freeze. So it was a 2-minute job to break the ice off it, and the chickens have got water there. They've got water in the coop as well, so it's not as if they was out of water, because they had water in the coop all night. So yeah, so I took care of that. What else did we do? This been all go this morning. Run here, there, and everywhere. I say the chickens. I can't remember that many bloody things that have been going on this morning. It's incredible. But yeah, anyhow, I'm down here today. I initially come down to let the chickens out, and so far I've spent an hour and a half, 2 hours here messing about with the gas and what have you. At least I've got the gas on here now. I'm just warming my legs up. I've got how stupid is this? I've got the gas fire on here, warming my legs, and I've got the door at the side of it wide open. But you know, as long as my legs are warmer, the rest of me gets warmer. I eat up pretty well. Yeah, I've got my new camera and giving that another run today. See how that works. Bounced it on the floor 3 times. I've only had it 2 weeks, and it's already been on the floor 3 times. Twice it hit the wood chip. That wasn't too bad. I was a bit concerned when it hit the paving stones the other day, but luckily for me, it bounced on the it's like a fitting what's underneath it. It hit that first, so I've pretty got away with it. Obviously, it's working. And as well, we'll wait and see what the video's like when I post it up later. But it seems to be working fine. Yeah, anyhow, get to the meat of the potato. Just like to thank everybody who's been watching these videos over the last 12 months. I wish you all, well, it's gone Christmas now, but I wish you all a happy new year. I hope every one of you gets all what you wish for, honestly. I hope you all, we'll get fantastic weather for next year, fingers crossed. I mean, the weathermen have been pretty good at predicting the weather this year, so let's hope. They were saying it's going to be another good one next year, so we'll have to wait and see. I've got a few friends there on YouTube who I watch a lot of YouTube, especially the allotments, lads on the allotments. I was watching who was it now? I think who it was. Oh dear, so embarrassing. Tony, that's it. I was trying to think of his bloody name, Tony. Sorry, Tony, mate. Yeah, he's had a right crap year this year. People trashing his greenhouse, cutting his bloody polytunnel up, cutting holes in his chicken fence, messing about with his chickens. I mean, he's found out who's been doing it now, and like I say, he's a better man than me because the guy's still alive, apparently. I don't care who he were. If he was 10 foot tall, if he messed with my chickens, he'd be underneath my compost heap. Simple as that. Like I say, Tony, hats off to you, mate. You're handling it pretty well. Like I say, we get muppets like that on all sites. Eventually they get kicked off and things quieten down. So you hang in there, mate. But like I say, if you could actually catch the little monkey doing it, honestly, I'd not only would I give him a bit of a spanking, I'd actually have him arrested for willful damage, because that's a bit naughty. But at least he's not just doing it to you, I hear. He's doing it to a few people on there, which, you know, but it's just petty. Some people are really petty, but you hang in there, mate, and all the best for 2015. Again, Aaron, you've got a plot there. It's a new plot. all the best with your new plot, mate. Hope you make it as good as the last one that you had. Like I said, I love following you, watching what you're doing. And then there's Dan, another great YouTuber. He knows what he's talking about. Again, Sam, the allotment man. All the best to you and your dad. Hope your dad does get his operation. Like I say, I've been waiting for operations myself. I know what it's like. The day before you're supposed to go and you're psyched up for your operation, and they phone up and say, "Oh, we cancelled it due to not got the staff to do the operation." You know, that's what they do. I mean, when I go to the chest clinic, I must get about 3 or 4 cancellations. They must cancel it 3 or 4 times every time, changing the dates on me to what suits them. And they can do that 3 or 4 times. I've had letters there where there's been 4 or 5 times that they've cancelled on me. Each time they change the appointment, so I know where you're coming from, mate. So I hope you get your operation done and everything's well. And yeah, like I said, there's just so many of you. I mean, Brandon, I love your tentacles. I was going to call them testicles on your head there, and that last video that you did. How you keep a straight face, I don't know. Yeah, but all the best, mate. I know you've had a really shitty year this year. I hope it's 20 times better than this year, 2015. So yeah, all my friends out there, all the best. Right, so since we're at the allotments, might as well show you what's been happening. Have a bit of a walk around, bit of a tour. Now we've had the waffle, the Ronnie Corbett sit down. If I'm fast enough, I should get round the plot before the battery runs out on this, because I've been doing a bit of more recording earlier on today. So yeah, let's get the camera off here. That's where I've had the camera balanced on this thing here. That's why I was sort of giggling to myself. I had it just on the top there earlier. Right, there's my fire. Oh dear. Right, we're coming outside now. Let's bang this focus back a bit. There we go. I always forget to do that. Bring the zoom back. So there's my little fire there. There's my chair. In fact, I better just back this chair back at this back a touch. Right, we'll shut the door and it'll get really toasty in there in a bit. Right, the greenhouse. This is the front greenhouse. These hotbeds in here are really making this, you can't see through it because there's steam inside it. But yeah, there's some nice lettuce in there. I've had a couple of them. I'm going to be taking a few more over the week. In this coal frame here, I've got some raspberry canes and what else have we got in here? Some lemon balm. These are the strawberries. The leaves are just starting to die back a bit on them now. Just starting to die back. We're talking December the 27th. It's crazy, isn't it? A bit of snow still left there from last night. I was expecting I was expecting a nightmare to come on here today. I thought I'd be kicking through 2 foot of snow, but yeah, it pettered out like. But this is the front part of the plot. Like I say, it's very tidy now. I've got tulips and daffodils coming up round the back of on the boards here. They'll be coming along the front here as well, all along the front of these scaffolding boards as well. I've gone all the way around, so in the next couple of months you're going to be seeing a lot of tulips and daffodils. There's just a few starting to come up here now. These are from last year, these ones here, and all the way along. I'll put this up here. This is for the birds. I'm going to hang some feeders. Now you're probably looking at that and think that's a bit wonky there, Mark. That's not like you're OCD. Well, I've not tightened it up yet, so when it tightens up it should straighten up. And I will do a bit of manipulation to bend it so it's facing north. Yeah, it does look a bit wonky at the top, but yeah, it's not tightened up yet. So I'm going to be putting my feeders up, but before I do that I've got to sort the squirrels out. We've got a load of squirrels on here and they keep chewing the ends off the feeders, so what I'm going to do is put grease all the way up the pot, well, more Vaseline actually. So I just got to get, that's what I forgot to get this morning when I was out shopping, to get some Vaseline, because I'm going to smear it all the way up the pole, and that should stop the squirrels from climbing up it. But yeah, this is the front part of the plot. It's looking really good. Like, I don't know if you can see down there. See if I can just pan in a tiny bit. If I can get this goddamn thing to work. There we go. It's going a bit closer. But they're the, I think they're daffodils, them. They move along. There's more there. Now I just, whoops, come back out a bit. But all the way along the boards are the tulips and daffodils. This rosemary's doing alright here, these two rosemary bushes. They're hanging in there. They've been frozen solid. Now, I've locked this was open earlier, but I've locked it. There's nothing of consequence in there. Now, believe it or not, this morning all these broad beans were all limp and they were all falling, they were all wilted and everything. Well, they've picked up, but you can imagine if you look inside, you can still see the frost on the ground here. More to the point, that's frost there. Real hard frost we've had. It doesn't seem to do the garlic. This is more garlic in here where I'm pointing. All this is garlic. That there's cabbage, but they're not doing awfully well at the moment. You got your broccoli over there, and behind that I've got a load more garlic, and over here this is all garlic. Full bed of garlic there. Over there I've got a bit of celeriac left and loads of snowball onions, and there's turnips over there. No, they're Swedes. I always get mixed up. They're Swedes. And these are turnips. Now, I've had a couple of these turnips out of here. There's a couple of decent sized ones, but yeah, there's nothing of consequence there at the moment coming up. So when I was going to do a bit of a video showing them you. There's about a cricket ball size. Really nice they were. But yeah, and they ended up in a soup that I made. There my girls there. All they seem to be doing now is eating and eating. Now that feeder was filled up this morning, and I can see they've had half of it already. Water butt, that's about half, 3/4 full, and there's another water butt inside the chicken coop there. Chicken coop. These are these two locks I've just bought. There's number one, and there's number two down there. I was going to buy the third one, but they wanted 30 quid for it. I was going to put another one on the top, but it's just going overboard really. But I've put them on for the simple reason, it's something might be able to pull the bottom of the door, so it's just to stop them pushing the door open. Because you could without a lock on the bottom down there, they could actually push it. If they were all pushed against it, they could actually push it open. So yeah, that's there for that reason. This bed is well, I was going to dig this over, but as you can see, it's frozen. The collies are not looking all that clever actually, but they're hanging in there. All the insects have died off now, so if I get 4 or 5 collies out of them, I won't complain. But yeah, they're the collies. Oh, you little sugar. I can see a squirrel there. Like I say, these squirrels are every bloody where. Well, they're my chickens anyhow. This is the back part of the plot. Like I say, it's still got a lot of stuff in. But I like to grow all the year round, so it's not as if there's anything different to what I did last year. But what I will be doing is when these come out, I'll be putting horse manure in. I've got a bin. I don't know if you can see the bin. See if I can scan into it. See that bin there? That is going to be filled with horse manure and chicken manure, and then I'm going to add obviously water to it, and I'm going to make like a composting tea for the greenhouses. and to feed all my plants. That's what I'm going to do this year. I'll be doing that shortly. In fact, I might do that today if I can get that bloody wheelbarrow out the bottom shed. So there you go. This is the allotments for you. It's looking pretty reasonable for this time of year. Anyway, spin the camera around so you can see me mush. Whoops, get it right. Yeah, it is a scary face, isn't it? Let's swing it round. Made me go dizzy then when I spun round then like that. I'm going to wish you all a happy new year. All the best, folks. I'll see you all in 2015. So it's goodbye from Weaste Allotments. Au revoir, das Medanya, Arrivederci, ciao. See you later.